everyone, and welcome to our course, America During the Crash, Depression, and New Deal. Today, I'm going to be going over our course's purpose and structure, as well as giving an introduction to myself as your instructor and your assignment for you to introduce yourself to the class. So this course, the purpose of it, it's designed for high school students and advanced middle school students to go over historical content from the 1920s to the 1940s, paying particular attention to America domestically and our economy and society as America goes through the Great Depression era. So the goal of this course is for students to engage in history in a more authentic way through primary sources and assignments that they create, and not just tests and quizzes on content. So that is the goal, is to build up your historical reading and writing skills and your ability to connect historical events to the current day. So the objectives for the course overall, by the end of this course, you will be able to make connections between political, economic, and social events of the Depression era to the modern day, identify relevant racial and gender issues during the Depression. We're going to build your skills in comprehending primary source material from the Depression era, and you will be able to explain the key knowledge and concepts from the Crash, Depression, and New Deal. So just to go over our course modules. So module 1 is just going to be focusing on a welcome to the course and resources for you to use, how to navigate the course and submit assignments, as well as introduce yourself. We'll jump in content in module 2. We'll start with the Roaring 20s, or the 1920s in America. Then module 3 will be about the stock market crash of 1929. Module 4 will go over the various causes of the Great Depression. Module 5 will look at the social impact of the Great Depression on the American people. Module 6 will go over how President Herbert Hoover, who's president when the Depression begins, how he handles the Great Depression. Module 7 will talk about the election of Franklin Roosevelt and how he initially plans to cope with the Depression through the New Deal. Module 8 will focus on primary source analysis as you read letters from the Great Depression era and listen to a speech and interpret those. Module 9 will talk about the second New Deal and sort of the conclusion of the New Deal before we enter in World War II in America. And module 10 will go over your final project, which is how you would handle the Great Depression based on what you've learned and what you've read and discussed. So how you would handle the Depression if you were president of the US. So that's some general overview on the purpose of our course. Now I'll go over giving you some background on myself. So this is in our Canvas Module 1, Meet Your Instructor page. So my name is Erica Harveld. My background, I taught U.S. history and another social studies elective course in high school for 3 years. I went to Barnard College in New York City for my undergraduate degree, which is in history, focusing specifically on more modern American history and urban education and teaching. I have a cat named John Ralphio, and his name comes from the TV show Parks and Recreation. I'm really passionate about U.S. history and different political activist causes. I'm originally from South Florida, Jupiter, Florida. There I played the bassoon for 7 years in middle and high school at a performing arts school. Some of my favorite things, I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. My favorite shows are Parks and Recreation and Gilmore Girls. I love the movie Princess Diaries, which is a throwback. Purple is my favorite color. I would say my favorite historical era is the Cold War. I love autumn and fall, and my favorite book is Jane Eyre. So those are some of my favorites, and there's me with my cat. uh, so if you click back to modules and then meet our class activity, there is your opportunity for you to do the same, to introduce yourself. So I'll click access the meet our class activity here, which will take us to a Google slide that everyone in our class can edit. So there's some directions here. You're going to pick an empty slide to fill out. You're going to add images that represent each of the categories that are there. And then when you're done, you'll find someone else in the class. And if you have something in common, in the speaker's notes down here, you can click and leave your name and what you have in common with that person. So these are my favorites. And to add an image, there's a few ways you can do it. You can click insert image and just search from right here on Google Images. So if you love blue, not clue, blue, you can insert images that way, or if you see this little picture over here, you can same thing, upload it or search, or if you added photos to your Google Drive, you could do that as well. So that is our activity for you to introduce yourself. There's nothing to turn in for this activity because I can just check the Google Slides as we go. All right, great. So we'll end this course welcome here. I'm so excited to get started learning with you.